So, toes are tucked under. And we're just gonna hold here. Notice your reaction. A lot of times you'll start to tense or tighten, so be aware of that. Keep everything soft, even the facial expression. A lot of times, if it's uncomfortable, we'll start to fidget because we don't want to have to feel it. And this is something that we'll do a lot just in our daily life. We don't want to deal with it, so we distract ourselves. Be aware, we are in this situation for a reason and for a benefit. Not just this situation, everything that's going on. We don't want to distract ourselves from it. Be immersed in it, learn from it, don't fight it. Whatever you're feeling, let it come up, even the uncomfortable parts. Just a couple more breaths. And then coming forward to table, and pushing back up into downward dog. Pedal the feet here. I'm just gonna fix this because my OCD is driving me crazy. Okay. So, now that we're here in our downward dog, the feet are gonna feel a little bit more spacious. That's why we do that, to open up the bottoms of the feet. Let's walk our feet to the center of the mat. Come up to stand, inhale, and exhaling hands to heart. So now, when we're standing, toes are directly underneath your hips. I know that for some of us, we're used to standing, especially like one side or one foot turned out. So I don't want you to force this in your body, but I just want you to be aware that you have the ability to stand straight and balanced. Use your yoga practice to practice that. The more you practice this, you're gonna find that you'll be able to do it throughout the day without having to continuously remind yourself. Left toes are spread. Bend your right knee. Turn your right knee out to the right. So you see now I have my heel onto the inside of my left ankle, just above the ankle bone. Right knee is out to the right. If I don't have the mobility here, then what will happen is I'll turn here. But what I want you to do is keep your hips directly forward, facing me. The right knee as far to the right as you can get it without having to turn the whole body. Check your left foot again. Left thigh slightly engaged. I want you to feel that power already. Take your hands to your hips. Low belly is strong, so your tailbone is slightly turned down. Again, try not to stick your bum out. Hands to heart. We're already strong here. Push your palms together. Activate your chest and your back equally. We're only taking the heel up 2 inches. This way we can really activate the hamstring. The left kneecap is still lifted, belly is engaged. Spread the toes of your left foot. And when you're ready, the arms come up. And the arms go wide. Spread the toes of your left foot, firm your low belly, take a deep breath in. Bring your right knee forward, and as we exhale, the left hand reaches behind you for the right foot. The right arm is up to the ceiling. So it's a little bit of a balance here with the left hand and the right foot touching. This is good to help balance the left and the right sides of the brain. Take one more breath in here. As we exhale, take your hands to your heart, bring your right knee into your chest. We're holding here, inhale. Start to bend your left knee forward, kick your right leg out to the right. We're in a lunge. Turn your left toes to the left and sit low. You're gonna have to widen your right knee. Deep breath in, and we're just switching, exhale. If you need to, hands are down. Inhale over to the left. And exhale over to the right. Inhale to the left, strong with the right leg. Exhale to the right. Notice my left toes are lifted. And then I switch and my right toes are lifted. And then I switch and my left toes are lifted. Hands to the mat. Lift your hips. Walk your feet back to center. Ground your feet. Come up to stand, arms up, inhale, and exhaling, hands to heart. Notice how this feels in your feet, equalize the effort that you have in your body. Inhales to exhales. The upper body strength with the lower body strength. Your effort with your ease. The inhales expanding and the exhales releasing. Open the eyes. Take your hands to your hips. Spread the toes of your right foot. Remember, we do that so we get more power into the bottom of the foot. Bend the left knee. Turn it out to the left. My heel is now on the right inner ankle. Hands to heart. As you're here, upper back and chest are equally strong. Right thigh gently engaged. So notice here, I don't want you to just straighten your leg completely. You're bending the knee and you're feeling the activation of the thigh muscles engage. Pushing your hands together to strengthen the chest and back, and feel that in your midline. So as you're pushing your palms together, you have that same strength to the inner thigh all the way down to that left inner heel. And then when you're ready, you can pick up the foot, realign yourself. Spread the toes of your right foot. You should always be able to move the bottom of your foot. We're not holding with a strong fist of the foot. We want to open so it's adaptable. Arms up when you're ready. Right thigh is engaged. Hips square to the floor. Deep breath in. Left knee goes forward on the exhale. Bend the knee behind you. Right hand reaches for the left foot. If you can't reach the foot, just kick the left toes back and reach the right hand down. We're just holding here. If you can, hold the foot. Keep long into your low back. Strong into both arms. Take a deep inhale. Left knee comes into the chest as we exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Deep breath in. We're stepping it way out to the left on the exhale. The right knee bends and turn the right toes out. And with the inhale, we switch. Left knee bends, right toes up to the ceiling, and then we switch. Right knee bends, left toes to the ceiling, and switch. Again, if you need to, hands are by your side, on your mat. A couple more. And then this next one, we're gonna hold onto the left side and then just come to sit. May not be very graceful, but just flop yourself down and then bringing your feet forward so that the legs are straight in front. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to fold over the thighs. Inhale to bring the arms up. Exhale the hands behind you. Point your toes. Inhale to lift your hips, reverse plank. Exhale to lower the hips. Pull the toes in. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, fold. As you're folding, reach with the arms. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands behind you. Lift your hips. Inhale, reverse plank. Flatten your feet. Exhale, pull your toes in. Drop your hips. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands behind. Lift your hips, last one. Inhale. Exhale down. Take your right foot to the inside of the straight left leg. Chest square over the left thigh and fold forward. Now, as you're doing this, you're thinking about the crown reaching for the top of your right foot. It doesn't matter how far you fold. So try to explore what's going on in the body. If there's too many things, the body's gonna wanna resist. So just start. Maybe you're feeling it first in your hamstring. That's where you're gonna hold, and that's where you're gonna explore. And then when that starts to soften, you might go a little further down. Maybe you'll feel it more into the lower back. It's gonna be different for all of us. We all have different holding patterns. Try not to do what I'm doing, try to do what I'm saying. So hear the words. We're trying to open up the back of the left knee. We're trying to relax the body as we're going into the shape. A couple more breaths. Get yourself to soften. Feel when you're inhaling, your breath is opening up your back. space created between the ribs. With your next inhale, the head comes up, the arms reach up, right hand goes behind you, lean it back so you plant the right hand to the floor. Point your left toes and lift your hips up. We're trying to get a nice opening to the whole front of the body. So ground your left foot, push your hips as high as you can to the ceiling, reach your left hand as far back as you can. Now squeeze your glutes, get your hips even higher. Inhale and exhale to lower. Straighten through the right leg, bend through the left knee, bottom of the left foot inside the straight right thigh. Square your chest over the right leg and folding forward. It doesn't matter how far you fold. If this is the first time you've done this in a while, you're going to feel it, and it might not be very far, but that doesn't matter. No one can see, so no one's judging. So just be aware it's what you need to get out of your time, out of your movement. So find something that works and find something that benefits you. Deepen your breathing. Now as you're here, you need to let the body relax in the shape. So notice if you're hunching your shoulders, that's going to hinder the movement that we're trying to create in the back. So soften your shoulders and let the movement happen when you're breathing in. That's the shape that you're creating, is that breath is opening you up, not your hunched shoulders. A couple more breaths. Notice if you can soften your low back a little more, maybe your right knee a little more. And with the next inhale, the head comes up, the arms go up. Lean back with the left hand. Notice I'm leaning so my hand is grounded down. Then point your right toes, push your hips up and squeeze the glutes. Open the chest to the ceiling and open the throat. Squeeze the glutes, push your right foot firm down. Inhale. And exhale to lower. Coming to seated. Bring your legs out wide. Again, if you're not used to doing this pose, the legs might be here, and that's okay. Wherever you are, open it up to what feels like it's a stretch, but it's not too uncomfortable. Discomfort is fine though. The more you fold, it's just changing the angle of the hip bone in the socket. So you don't need to go any further. Just go to what feels good. Or maybe it doesn't feel good, but something that is a comfortable discomfort. And then once you hold it, you have to give yourself time. The brain needs to know that you're safe. Try not to resist it. Slow your exhales, and then you'll notice that mind-body connection. Your exhale is going to be like, oh yeah, inner thighs, you're cool. It's time to let go. Especially if your body hasn't been in that shape, the muscles are going to be like, what are you doing? I need to go back to where I was. And that's that tightness that you start feeling. So that's why it needs to be just a slow, gradual movement. The slower the movement, the more progress you're going to make. Just a couple more breaths here. Give yourself that time, that exhale to open up. And then we'll come up and onto the back. Bring your left leg forward and onto the back. The feet are planted. Hands are by your side. Ground your feet. So I know you can't see your feet, but I'm going to try to make sure that my toes are pointing forward rather than turned out. Knees are in line with your hips, in line with your feet. Palms are by your side. Back of the head is on your mat. I want you to make sure when you're putting any kind of pressure on your upper back, I know you're trying to see me, but don't try to put too much tension on one side when you lift your hips. Make sure that your back is balanced. Palms are by your side. Lift your hips. Inhale. Exhale to lower. So we're going to just move through this range of motion. So be aware of what's going on with your spine. You could lift the spine up in one piece, But what I want you to do is roll down from the mid-back, one vertebrae at a time, rolling through the low back, rolling through the tailbone. And the same thing to come up. So you start rolling the low back, then the mid-back, all the way up to the upper back, and think about pulling the sternum towards your chin, and then rolling back down. So you're really trying to be mindful of the movement that's happening in between each joint of the spine. You're using your glutes to help lift your hips, and you're activating the hamstrings at the same time. So it's not about how high you can get your hips. It's how much movement can you find through all of the joints and muscles as you're doing the movement. So be aware of the shape that you're creating and try to exaggerate that space. Couple more. Notice here the knees may want to wobble in and out. That just means that your inner and outer thighs are not balanced in their effort. Slow it down and recruit the effort needed to balance the knees. A couple more. I think I said that a couple more ago though. So this will be our last one. We're going to stay down. Hips are down. Right heel to the ceiling. Right palm by your side. Left hand behind the head. We're going to do some abs. Inhale. Left elbow to the right knee. Exhale. Your right foot can stay there or open the heel to the front of the room. Left elbow to the left. Exhale up for 10. And open. Exhale, 9. So again, your right foot can stay planted if you prefer, or your right heel can stay up to the ceiling if you prefer. But make sure that your low back does not lift off of your mat. That's where your effort is, in the mid-back, low back, and mid-belly. Squeeze it down. I forgot how many we have, maybe 2 more. Last 2. And last 1. We're going to hold here. Head stays up. As we inhale, left leg up next to the right. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Reach your fingertips to the front of the room. So notice here the head is long, the back of the neck is long and off of your mat. Squeeze your inner thighs together. If you need to, the knees can bend a little. And now we're lowering. Be aware, low back does not lift. So if you're lifting your low back, your hands can fit underneath, you're going too far. Push your low back down. Keep it down, arms by your side, and lower the legs. To whatever you can go without the low back lifting off of your mat. Exhale back up for 10 and lower. Exhale 9. Inhale, lower. It may not be a big movement for you. It doesn't matter. Just don't let your low back lift. The inhales when you come up. 6. 5. Squeeze your inner thighs together. 4. The heels are pressing out. 3. Thighs are engaged. 2. And last 1. Head comes down. Right foot plants. Left hand beside you. Right hand behind the head. Deep breath in, right elbow, left knee, exhale. You choose what you do with that left leg. Inhale, open, exhale up for 10. Don't rush. 9. Low back stays down and grounded. 8. 7. Exhale on the way up. 6. 5, remember, low back is pushing down. 4, you can keep the leg to the ceiling if you prefer, or the foot can stay down. Last 2, last 1. Leg stays up. Right leg next to left, both hands behind the head. Deep inhale, lower the legs without lifting the low back. Exhale up 10, inhale lower, exhale up 9, inhale lower, 8, 7, exhale on the way up, 6, maybe don't go as low, 5, 4, don't use momentum, squeeze your lower belly, last 2, last 1, good job, knees to chest, hands to knees, and rocking side to side. And come back to center. Take your left foot to the floor. Take your right ankle to the outside of your left thigh. Our figure 4, left knee into the chest, left hand and right hand to the left shin. Now, if you're doing this and you're really pulled with your upper back, then I need you to let go of your hands and you can just let them rest on your belly. If you find that your tailbone is really rolled up, same thing. We want to have balanced support, crown to low back. What we're trying to do is open up that right hip. Another nice thing you can do is actively push the outer edge of your right foot to your left thigh. And that's going to help to strengthen that right glute and ankle and knee. Take one more breath in. Left foot to the floor as we exhale, right heel to the ceiling. Interlace the hands behind the right hamstring, and we're just circling the ankle. It's really important, the space that you can create in the foot is going to help you all the way through the rest of your body. The ankle, the hips, even the shoulders, the feet have access. Move the opposite direction with the ankle. And then release, right foot down, left ankle crosses right thigh. Already here, low back stays down, right knee into the chest. Push the outer left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Stay here, hands on your belly, or right hand to your right shin, or both hands to your right shin. If you had to pull with your head, then release your hands or re-establish your foundation. The back of the neck is relaxed, so try not to hunch through your chin. Notice if your chin is pulling forward to the ceiling. Find your neutral alignment in your neck. Couple more breaths here. We're moving to happy baby. If you want to do one leg at a time, that's fine. Left ankle to the ceiling, right ankle to the ceiling. Both hands on each, so one hand left foot, right hand on right foot, and then we're bending the knees to the rib cage. The tailbone may rise up, not a big deal. If you can, try to bring it down. And then we're rocking side to side. If you're doing one leg at a time, then you don't need to rock, you'll just hold. If you are doing one leg at a time, switch. And remember the alignment. We've got the right ankle over the right knee, and the right knee is pulling into the right rib cage. Couple more breaths here. Close the eyes and let your exhale soften your hips. Releasing from here. Bring your feet together, bring your knees together, bring your arms out wide and let the knees fall to the right. We're trying to create a twist here, so notice if your back starts to puff up, relax it down. We want to have this movement coming in through the body softly. We're not forcing it, so relax your spine. Take bigger breath into your left rib cage. Come back to center, knees to chest, hands to knees. Roll your low back off of the mat so we can realign the low back, and then we come over to the left. Knees left, right arm to the right, gaze to the ceiling or to the right wall. Exaggerate your breath into your right rib cage. And we'll come back to center, bringing your knees to your chest. Get one last squeeze. And then releasing into Shavasana. Allow the arms to open out by your side. Closing the eyes. It's the wrong song. I was trying to put some Shavasana songs on. So close your eyes here. And give yourself the ability to relax. Notice what's touching the floor and let that soften a little more. Feel your inhale, and now you can allow that forceful breath to just come easy. There's no effort here in the breath or in the body. This helps the body integrate what you've done with your practice physically and mentally. It integrates that into your consciousness. Notice if you're holding residual tension or effort, let that go. Let the knees soften, the thighs relax. The jaw soft. And then we'll move from here. Bring your knees into your chest, rolling onto one side, and make your way up into a seat. If you want, you can use your block to sit on. It makes it a little bit more comfortable. Bring your hands to your knees. Let your palms turn open. Closing the eyes. Take your left hand onto your chest. Take your right hand to the back of your left hand. So we have our palms crossed at the heart center. Breathe underneath your palms into this heart center, your heart energy, your chakra energy. Visualize a bright green color emanating from that space. Every time you breathe, it expands wider and wider around you. And we are creating this loving aura around us with every breath that expands a little bigger. And even though we are far away from one another, we can continue to expand this aura of energy around us bigger with every breath. And then the more we are able to expand this loving energy around us, we'll start to be able to attract that loving energy. And these auras will start to connect. And the energy, when they come together, it's going even bigger. And we are now trying to create this loving energy throughout us, throughout the people around us, and now feel it go even wider outside of our city, outside of our country. All of us are feeling this energy, providing this energy to ourselves and to others. We have that ability. You can do this visualization at any time throughout your day today. Even if you just do it for 30 seconds at a time, it makes a difference. Take your hands to heart, palms pressed together. Gently smile. Big breath in. Out of the mouth. Thank you for sharing your energy. I really appreciate it.